Hey there, guys. It is Renee Collins here, CPA financial planner and the founder of Retire Ready, a firm that is dedicated to helping families as well as business owners to develop a healthy relationship with their money so that they can save more, invest smart, and so that they can build wealth, and not just for today, but for the next generation as well. I'm going live today because I want to talk about money. What else, right? But I had a conversation with my family this morning. We meet together on Sundays and we just talk about whatever comes up. And today we had a conversation around money, about how do we better manage our money? And in order for us to better manage our money, we have to manage our minds. What does that mean exactly? Well, we have to manage the thoughts that originate in our mind. We have to manage our thoughts because everything starts with the mind. Everything that happens in reality, it all starts with the thoughts that are running through our minds. Just like the Mac that I'm on now. This Mac originated in the mind of Steve Jobs. And then with energy and effort, eventually it manifests itself into this device that I can use to talk to you. So all of our thoughts, they start here and then eventually they become our reality. That's why thoughts are so very important. So with this said, where do our thoughts originate? Well, a variety of places, but the number one or the primary source of our thoughts, it really starts with our family. It starts with what we observe, what we hear our parents or our caregivers talk about, especially around money. And then, of course, there are other influences. We have our friends, we have our culture, our environment, and don't forget the media. The media, when I'm talking about media, I'm talking about advertisers. You know, they're always pumping us or programming us to buy their products or their services. So we have a number of things that influence the way that we think about our money. So that's why everything has to start with a thought. When we're talking about our money, it all has to start with the way that we are thinking about our money. If you grew up in an environment where maybe you had negative thoughts around money, or you didn't have discussions in your family about money, then it makes sense that if you're working with your money, you may not have good thoughts around your behaviors with your money. So we have to be really careful, especially when it comes down to saying things like, I'm not good with money. That's one that I see a lot or hear a lot from a lot of my clients, is that they say that they're not good with money. But where did that come from? Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, why do I feel that way? Where did that thought originate? And if you're having negative thoughts with money, around money, then I want you to do that. I want you to really take a moment and think about, where did that thought come from? And is it true? And is it serving me today? And if it's not serving you today, then I want you to start to reframe that thought. So once you determine where it came from, then start thinking about, how can I reframe this thought? Maybe you made some decisions with your money in the past that's not serving you as well today, but doesn't necessarily mean that you're bad with money. It just means that you made a decision in your life at that point in time based on the resources that you had and the knowledge that you had. But it's not necessarily indicative of how you are actually capable of managing your money. So change the way you think about that. So rather than saying, I'm not good with money and I'll never be good with money, tell yourself, you know what? maybe I did not handle my money in the past the way I would have liked to, but I can change that outcome today. Because the reality is you can change it. One of my favorite personal development people would be Louise Hay, and I often quote her when she says that a thought is nothing more than a thought, and a thought can be changed. That our thoughts are merely a string of words. And these words, they only have the meaning that we give to them. And I think the first time I heard that, it was so mind-blowing for me, because I was also having negative thoughts about money. But when I heard that, it was mind-blowing because I felt like, oh, I can change the way that I think about my money. And so can you. So if you're having negative thoughts around money, just know that you can change it. I don't believe that people are bad with money. I believe that people do not necessarily have the tools that they need in order to make good, smart financial decisions with their money. And when you're giving these tools, when you're giving the skills, the money skills that you need, you can make sound financial decisions for yourself as well as for your family. There's one thing that I want to share with you guys before I jump off, just based on a conversation that I had with my family. And one of the things that I like is Earl Nightingale. He has this recording called The Strangest Secret. And in it, he refers to our mind as a garden. And he says that your thoughts, that they are seeds that you plant. And the mind doesn't care what you plant. It doesn't care if you plant negative thoughts or positive thoughts. It's going to provide you in your reality, whatever it is that you plant. So you get to choose. Just like a gardener chooses which seeds that they're going to sow, how they're going to nurture it, and eventually how they're going to harvest the fruits of their labor, you could do the same thing with the financial seeds that you plant into your mind. They're going to determine the health and the prosperity of your financial garden. So this is what I say. If we get to choose the thoughts that we put into our mind, then let's plant in our mind seeds of abundance, seeds of wealth, seeds of wisdom, seeds of prosperity. Remember, you get to choose the thoughts that you are going to allow to come into your mind, because eventually these thoughts, they manifest themselves into our beliefs, into our behaviors, and to our habits. And I want you to build sound financial habits that allow you to save more, invest smart, and to build wealth. Now you guys go be great today, and I'll see you next time. Take care.